going to make this crochet butterfly here today. So there are instructions for this on Etsy. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to make a ring first. So I'm going to chain 6 and then slip stitch into that first chain to make a ring. The first thing we're going to do is make the little antennas. So I'm going to single crochet into the ring and then I'm going to chain 24. Okay, so we have 24. Now I'm going to, at the very tip of the antennas, there's kind of a little bit of a thicker spot. So I'm going to slip stitch into the first chain from the hook just to make a little point there. Oops. And then I'm going to single crochet into the next chain. And then I'm going to half double crochet into the next chain. So it's kind of slowly getting a little bit bigger. And then I'll double crochet into the next chain. And then I'm going to make it small again. So we're going to go back to the half double crochet in the next chain, and then a single crochet in the next chain, and in each one across. So you can kind of see it makes a little bit of an ovalish little thicker spot here. I just did that. You don't have to do it, but I did it because I thought it would be cute at the end of the antenna for the butterfly. So now I'm just going to single crochet into each of the remaining stitches of this chain that we made all the way back down to that ring. Okay, so now I crocheted in all of the chains. So now I'm back down to the ring. I'm going to single crochet into the ring again to join it, and then I'm going to crochet 24 chains again to make the second antenna. Okay, so I'm back down to the ring. I'm going to go ahead and single crochet into this ring again, just to bring it all together. So now you can see we have our 2 antennas. So now we're going to start the base row for the butterfly. We work the butterfly in rounds for this one, but then we're going to end up turning and going back and forth like this when we're making the butterfly. So in this first round, we're going to chain 4, and then we're going to triple crochet into the ring 5 times. So yarn over twice. So we've got 5 treble crochets there. And then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to treble crochet 5 together. So we'll do yarn over twice, and then we'll start to do it, but we won't finish that last yarn over and pull through. Instead, we'll go right into that second treble crochet and do the same thing. So you'll end up having several loops on your hook here. And we're going to do 5 of these. So when you're crocheting them together, you'll do the first 2, but then you keep that last one on your hook. So we have 4, here's the 5th one. And now, since we have our 5 here, then we can pull yarn over and pull through all of those. So there's our treble crochet 5 together stitch, so it all comes out to be one stitch. So we're going to chain 3 again, and then we're going to go to our other side and do 6 treble crochets. Last one. Okay, we're gonna start row 2 now. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn and then chain 2. We're going to do front post double crochet stitches around these. So if you haven't done a front post double crochet before, you'll yarn over just like with a normal double crochet, and instead of going through this stitch here, you'll go behind and then back in front of the post from the prior round. So then you'll do the double crochet like normal. Got mine a little bit tight. So we'll do that around these first 3 stitches. And then we are going to chain 2, so we'll start creating a little bit of a gap here. And then we'll front post double crochet around these other 3 stitches. So now, once we have those, we're going to go ahead and chain 2, and then we're going to crochet into this gap right here, this chain 3, I think it was from the prior round, chain 2, chain 3, into this gap. So we're going to do 3 double crochets, then a chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets, and that's going to start our bottom wing here. So we'll do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Oops, I lost it. There's 3. I'm going to go ahead and push this. I have to do 3 more double crochets, so I'm going to push that back. So then we'll chain 2. And then we'll do 3 more double crochets. And then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to make this treble crochet 5 together into this stitch from the prior treble crochet 5 together. So we're gonna yarn over twice and start our group of 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can yarn over, so now we'll chain 1 again. Now we're going to do the same thing that we did here over on this side, so it's kind of a mirror. So we'll double crochet 3 times into that space. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we'll double crochet 3 more times into that space. 2, 3, and then we're going to chain 2 again, just like we did on this side. And then we're going to repeat the same thing. So we'll have 3 front post double crochets here, a chain 2, and then 3 more front post double crochets. And that last one is going to actually be around that chain 4 that we did at the start of the previous round. So I'm going to go ahead and yarn over and start my front post double crochets with these first 3 stitches. There's the first 3 posts. And in this round, I'm bringing them to the front. In the next round, I'm going to be doing the opposite. So then we have our first 3, now we'll chain 2, then we'll do our last 3 front post double crochet stitches. There we go. So now we have the first 2 rounds. Don't worry too much if these don't poke up yet. They will, and they'll be able to we'll be able to get them to poke up as we continue going. But there's the end of round 2. All right, we're gonna start row 3 now. I did go ahead and adjust the camera settings so you'd be able to see this a little bit better. It gets a little more intricate once we get further into this pattern. So I'm gonna turn actually, and I'm going to chain 3. And as we continue these rows, we add stitches because the wings are gonna get bigger. So we're gonna do back post treble crochets around these first 3 stitches. And since the wings have to get bigger, we're gonna do 2 around this one. So if you haven't done a back post treble crochet before, you basically pull your hook around the back, and then you'll complete a treble crochet just like normal. So instead of inserting your hook through the normal place, you'll insert it through the back of that post, yarn over, and then pull through. And then complete a treble crochet like normal. So I'm going to try to adjust this a little bit so you can see better on this next one. So we'll wrap twice, and then I'll go around the back of this, yarn over and pull through, and then complete my treble crochet. So we're going to end up with 4 treble crochets or back post treble crochets around these first 3 double crochet posts from the prior round. After we do those, we're going to chain 2, continue to make bigger spaces throughout this. In this chain 2 space from the prior round, we're gonna put a treble crochet into it, and then we're going to chain 3, and then we'll put another treble crochet stitch into that chain 2 space. Then we'll chain 2 again, and we're going to do the same thing with these last 3 double crochet posts, but kind of the opposite. So we're gonna do a back post treble crochet around these first 2 stitches each one, and then we're gonna do 2 around that last one. So I'll go ahead and start this first one, and then I'll wrap twice, and we'll do the second one there. And then we'll do 2 around this last one. There's 1, and then there's 2. Oops. So then we're going, after we've done those, we're gonna chain 2. We're gonna skip this chain 2 space from the prior round. And then we're going to double crochet in each of these next 3 double crochet stitches from the prior round. Once you do something like those back post treble crochets, it's kind of nice to switch to something easy for a moment. After we do that, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to continue. This is the bottom wing, and we're going to continue to make this one bigger too. So we'll double crochet into that chain 2 space from the prior round. We'll chain 3. Got a little bit tight there. And then we'll double crochet again into that chain 3 space. Then we're going to chain 2. We've always got to keep it even on all of the sides. And then we're going to double crochet into each of those next 3 double crochet stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now this is going to be very consistent from round to round. So we're going to do the bottom, the treble crochet 5 together stitch, this next one, between each of the wings and that base, the middle of the butterfly, we just have a chain 1. So we'll chain 1 here, we'll wrap twice to start our treble crochet, and then we'll put, oops, I missed it. Sometimes you have to start over again. So we did the first one, the second, 3, 4, and 5. Then after we have our 5, we will yarn over and pull through all those loops on that hook. Now we're going to continue on the other side of the crochet butterfly. So we'll chain 1, and then we're going to do the same thing, just the opposite. So we'll double crochet into each of the first 3 stitches. 2 and 3. And then on this next, we have this chain 2 space here. So we're going to chain 2, and then we'll double crochet into that chain 2 space from the prior round. And then we'll chain 3, and then double crochet again into that chain 2 space from the prior round. And we'll chain 2, and then we'll double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So we'll skip this chain 2 space from the prior round, and then we're going to chain 2 to bring us to this top ring. So just like we did with the other ones, we're going to back post treble crochet around those in the opposite order. So since we had 2 around this last one, we're going to have 2 around this first one here. So we'll do 2 treble crochets around that first post. There's 1, and then here's the second one. And then we'll have 1 back post treble crochet around each of these next 2 posts. So there's 1, and then here's my second one. And I seem to have a knot in my yarn. So now we're going to chain 2, just like we did on the other side, And in this chain 2 space, we're gonna add some more of those treble crochet stitches. So within that space, we're gonna treble crochet 1 time, then we'll chain 3, and then we'll treble crochet 1 more time into that chain 3 space. And we'll chain 2. And then we will treble crochet around each of these next 2 posts, and then we'll back post treble crochet around these next 2, and then we'll do 2 back post treble crochet around this last one. So here's the first one, and then here's the second one. And then here is our last post right here. So we'll treble crochet around that one, and then we'll do 1 more. Whoops, I lost it. That's never a good thing whenever you're doing something of, especially a treble crochet. Okay, so we have 4 treble crochets. This is the end of round 3